good morning. Welcome to Chit Chatterday. It is so good to have you here. Today's video is a fun one because I'm doing a collaboration with my friend Annie. So she came up with the idea that we would ask each other questions. And so we're doing 20 questions, which is an actual game. But she came up with 10 questions. I came up with 10 questions. We exchanged our 10, and then we will also answer our own 10 questions as well. So if you're not familiar with Annie Lukey's channel is fantastic. Right now she's really focusing on makeup, and she does reviews, she does get ready with me's. She also does a lot of things related to like award ceremonies. She'll do like, did you like these outfits? Like she goes over things on her Instagram stories and on her channel as well. And she just is a really fantastic, wonderful human being. I can't wait to get to meet you, Annie, because in the future here we're going to get to hang out. But she's been a subscriber of mine for quite a long time. And she recently started a channel, and I know I've talked about her channel before and sent you guys on over her way, but I thought this would be a fun thing to do, like to do an official collab together. So go on over and watch her video. I will link her channel and her video in the description box, and we are going to get into the questions here on my channel, and I'm just going to chit chat with you while putting on this makeup look. This is what we're doing today. So without any further ado, because I know this video is going to be a little bit longer because we're chatting, you know, and if you ask me to chat, by golly, I can get that job done. I am very good at chatting and being long-winded and incredibly detailed and saying too much. Quite frankly, that is me. So let's get into this video. Welcome if you are new. Let's hang out and get started. So for the sake of just sticking with answering the questions, I'm going to link all the products that I'm using in the description box. So these first 10 questions are from Annie, and I tried not to look at these. I just kind of like opened up the email and I seen a few, but I tried not to look at these so I didn't like sit and think about my answer too much, so it was real kind of off the cuff, which might be worse. I'm not sure. Okay, if you could star in a movie, what movie would it be? What actress would play you? Okay, so I seen this question, and the first thing that came to my mind was there is an actress who is exactly the same age as me. She was born on August 9th, same as me. Her name is Anna Kendrick. If you're familiar with Pitch Perfect, she's like one of the main characters in there. She has like brown hair, maybe a little bit more like reddish brown hair, but she's exactly the same age as me, so I think it would be fitting to have her play me, not necessarily because I think she looks like me, because I don't think she looks like me at all, but just because we're exactly the same age, so I think that would be fair. I've been told I look a little bit like Jennifer Love Hewitt, which is a very gracious comment because she is gorgeous. So maybe her. And another person is Stacy. I can't think of her last name. Stacy Dash is coming to mind, but I'm not sure if that's right. I'll put it on the screen. But she also was somebody that you guys have said that I kind of look like. I don't think I resemble any of those gorgeous people, but that would be who I would have play me. And if I could star in a movie, it would, of course, be probably like a romantic movie, like probably a rom-com, because that kind of suits me. I just think that would be a fun character to play, would be like, you know, silly, goofy, serious, get the job done, but have fun kind of character. This next question is, what's one secret you are still keeping from your parents? Okay, this is getting juicy. My mom watches all my videos, so it's not like I can say something and know she's not going to be watching this. This one is really making me think, because honestly, I don't think there's anything that they don't know. I mean, I don't lead a really intriguing lifestyle. You know, I'm not like traveling the world, so I can't say like, oh, I went here and they didn't know it kind of thing. The only thing I can think of, and this is kind of silly and stupid, but she would always make homemade pizza, but I really didn't like it. I would eat it, but I don't know if it was, I think it was because she would use crust that was powder in a bag, like maybe it was Pillsbury, something you just add water to it, and I never liked it. Maybe she already knows that. But I never cared for it, and it was pizza. Also, growing up, I was very sensitive to dairy. I still am, but not as bad, or at least I'm just accustomed to it because I eat dairy all the time. And so she would put non-dairy cheese on it, which is not the same. I'm sorry for those of you who are vegans, or it's not the same. And yes, I've tried all of the ones for sale on the market just out of curiosity. And no. Real cheese is the real deal. The next question is, what comes easy for you? Well, that's easy. Cleaning, organization, like that is such a natural thing. I don't have to work at it. I do it all the time, every day. It's part of my routine. It's definitely not something I have to work for, think about, change about myself. Like, it's so innate and inborn. Sometimes almost too much. Like, if you are at my house and you're drinking something and you leave the cup sitting somewhere and it's empty, it won't be sitting there for very long because I will put it away in the dishwasher. I've notoriously put away empty glasses and people are like, where's my drink? I'm like, well, I thought you were done, so I put it away. Like, it's just absolute second nature to me to keep a tidy house, to clean every day. Like, I honestly have tried to not be like that, and I can't. I just can't. And I think that's okay. We all have things that are, it's who we are, and it's fine. Like, that's what works for me, and I'm going with it. Okay, this next question is, what quirks do you have? You should be asking me what quirks I don't have, because I got a lot of little quirks, so let me think. I have to straighten my living room, all of the pillows, all of the blankets, all of the couch cushions before I leave the house. We're talking even if I'm going to go up and get the mail. I have to. I have to constantly sweep up and clean up kitty litter. Since we got Olaf, he is such a messy boy. I kid you not, I cleaned my entire house yesterday and there's just cat litter all over the place. So sweeping is more than a daily thing. It's like a 5-time-a-day thing, and I'm not even exaggerating. Thank goodness I'm at home, because I can't imagine if I were gone for a few days what my house would look like. It would be a sandbox. And kitty litter is everywhere. So if anyone ever tells you, oh, you know, cats, they're not very dirty. No. Let me tell you, kitty litter in my bed, in my, like, everywhere. And that's not to turn you off, but it's just a reality. Another little quirk about me is I have to write notes. I have to write sticky notes and notes about what I'm going to do every day. And I write down things that I know I'm going to do every day, but I still write it down because it makes me feel like I'm getting stuff done. I like to get stuff done. I like to cross things off. I like to erase. I like to scribble. My calendar starts out just so pretty and it's all laid out, and like a few weeks into the year, it's just like scribble, scrabble. It is just Hot Mess Express. So if you were ever like, this is a morbid thing, but if I were to pass away and you were to look at my calendar to kind of like figure out maybe it's a mystery or something, this is going terrible, but I like mysteries. You would be like, wow, she was really all over the place. I just like to get things done. It's just important to me to write it down because, believe it or not, even though I do remember a lot of things, because I do so many things in a day, I have to write it down, and because sometimes things will slip my mind that are, you know, shouldn't be slipping your mind, like you shouldn't forget to pay that bill kind of thing. Another quirk about me, I'm very routine, and so every Friday night I have my chocolate or some sort of dessert with my wine and my Dateline every Friday night. That's where I'll be. It's just what I like to do. It's my Friday night extravaganza. Lately, I've been falling asleep before the end of the episode, which is kind of sad because why invest an hour and a half into an investigation to not even see what happens? Okay, let's move on to the next question. I mean, I could be here for a really long time. Okay, what would the world be like if it was filled with male and female versions of you? Oh my gosh. Okay, I think, well, there are definitely men like me out there, but it would be, I'm intense, okay? I'm just going to say it. I'm intense. I can be very intense at times. I'm not real spontaneous, laid back. Well, I am at times, but I have my routine. I have my things that I like a certain way. I'm spontaneous in I would say in good ways. Oh, I'm gonna go and try a new recipe and go buy the groceries and make it. Like that kind of thing. A male version of me, oh my gosh. The male version of me would have to be married to the woman version of my husband because we really complement each other, because what I am not, he is, and what I do, he does not, and it just works. So like a male version of me would be a really organized, meticulous, sometimes anal man. And those aren't like, I guess sometimes those can be negative qualities. But there needs to be people like me in the world to get stuff done. Like, let's get going. Like, I'm very self-motivated. I'm very much like, let's get this done, then we can have fun kind of thing. And I can be fun, but I feel like when I think of fun people, I don't think of myself. Like, I probably wouldn't hang out with me if I was another person, but some of you guys like me, so that's good. But once again, my friends are very different from me, and we have similar things we enjoy and can get along doing, but once again, it's that complementary relationship. Have you taken the Enneagram test? Yes. What number are you? Tell us about yourself and your personality with that number, the strengths and weaknesses. I feel like I've kind of gone over this a little bit, so I'll fill in what I haven't said. I'm a 1. So if you're not familiar with the Enneagram test, okay, so I don't have this memorized, but basically there's 9 personality types, and then each personality type, when you are at your best, when you're at your worst, your personality mimics somebody else's personality kind of thing. I'll leave the information about it below because it's incredibly interesting, and I find that personality tests, especially this one, can be incredibly beneficial and helpful for not only you, but in a relationship with another person, because you can really know the other person's strengths and weaknesses, and then how to lift up and build and encourage that person in a way that motivates them, because we're not all motivated the same. So I'm a number 1, which is basically a perfectionist. And the thing with the personality number 1 is that we are our harshest inner critic. So within this personality, inside of you have this berating, constant criticism about yourself. So other people, they see it and they're like, oh, you're so good at this and you're so good at this. And we see, oh, well, not really. See, I could have done better. And oh, that wasn't really good enough. I should have done more. Like, we are constantly seeing the negative instead of the positive, and we're very hard on ourselves. And I would have to say that is so true for me. And I feel like as I'm getting older, I should be getting better in this area. And in some ways I have, and in other ways, like putting yourself out there on the internet, and having a channel that's not as successful as you'd love it to be, it just kind of is really hard for me at times. And I've been honest about this, really hard for me at times to continue doing this because I'm not where I feel I should be based on what I'm telling myself, kind of thing. So I'd say some strengths are definitely, like I said, get things done, very self-motivated, good at multitasking, and always trying to be your best, do your best in things. Weaknesses are, you always tell yourself you suck. You know what I mean? And just having a really negative view of yourself. And I know that can kind of be, all of us can kind of feel that way. That's not necessarily personality, but I think it's heightened and elevated within having the personality that I have. Okay, next question, because I'm going way too slow. If you were suddenly arrested for no reason and your face was flashed all over the news, what would your family and friends assume that you did? Okay, well, I'm a pretty good driver, but I am a distracted driver, I will admit. I like to notice. I'm very observant, so I notice everything around me. I'm not one of those drivers that has 2 hands on the wheel and is just looking forward. Like, I notice everything, and I notice subtle changes. I'll notice a new road sign. I'll notice if, like, they did something different to the sidewalk. Like, I just notice everything. So maybe they would think that I got into some sort of car accident and panicked and did a hit and run or something, even though I would never do something like that. But I'm just thinking, what? I don't even know. If roses are red, why are violets blue? Because blue is very complementary to red. Why do superheroes wear underwear outside of their clothes? I don't know. That just makes it really inconvenient to go to the bathroom. What would your Real Housewives tagline be? Ooh, I've tried to think of this in the past, and I'm not, okay, so something I'm not good at is thinking of really catchy things. I'm not super witty. Like, I'm not good at going back and forth with a person. I am in my head by myself later. Like, for instance, if I have an argument with my husband in my head, after the arguments happened, I go over the argument and I'm like, well, like, if I said this, or I could have said this. And so like I have to go and think about it, and then I can be really witty. But in the moment, I have no strength in knee-jerk reactions to things, especially sometimes even conversations or like answering questions on the spot. I'm like, after I sit and think about it, I can write out something really awesome. See, I already forgot what the question is. Oh, the tagline. Coffee, wine, makeup, okay. No. Okay, I could do something snooty like, unlike the rest of you, I'm aging like fine wine. I guess it just depends. Like, are we going for snooty, snotty Chelsea, or are we going for sweet, innocent girl next door? Like, what do you want? So those were really good questions from Annie, and I feel like mine weren't as deep-seated. Like, I didn't sit and think as well as I should have. My husband's like, you should have Googled some really good questions. I'm like, I know, but I also know how equally difficult it is to think on the spot about an answer, right? So mine are just a little bit more simple. First question is favorite movie of all time. I would have to say either My Best Friend's Wedding or The Holiday. I love a good, like a seriously good romantic comedy. I feel like it's been a while since some really good romantic comedies have come out. Another great one is The Notebook. Are you a salty or sweet girl? Share your go-to snack or snacks. Of course, I couldn't get my mind off of food. Like, I was thinking of these questions, and all I could think about was food-related questions because I feel like that's my life. I love to cook. I love to eat. I'm always thinking about food. I decorate with food. It's kind of annoying at times. I am a definite sweet tooth girl, but if I'm gonna have sweet, I have to have salty right alongside of it. So I would have to say kind of a from the hip last minute snack. I always buy either Cheetos or nacho cheese Doritos at the gas station and a candy bar. I like all candy bars. I will eat any candy bar that you offer me. But some of my favorites would have to be Mounds, Take 5 bars, because that's a perfect candy bar for those of you who don't like too sweet because there's pretzels inside, so it's like salty and sweet. Cookies, ice cream. I love ice cream. I've had so many different flavors of ice cream. My favorite flavor of all time, Bluebell currently isn't even making, and they need to bring it back. We need to start a petition because seriously, Bluebell Groom's Cake ice cream, so good. Okay, the Bluebell Bride's Cake ice cream, also really fantastic. What meal could you eat for the rest of your life multiple times a month and never tire of? I have a few. Oh, I'm gonna answer this in multiples because I can't decide. I love pasta. Pasta, anything. In fact, lately I've been making pasta probably 1-2 times a week. I love pasta. There's just so many ways you can take it. If you have a large family, pasta is inexpensive, and it don't even have to have a lot of ingredients in it to make it fantastic. Even just a simple like lemon butter Parmesan sauce is fantastic. Maybe a little white wine, even just marinara and meatballs. My kids love spaghetti, so we do a lot of pasta. But another all-time favorite meal, I love meatloaf with mashed potatoes and gravy with any meat next to it. That's why I love pot roast so much, or short ribs served on a bed of mashed potatoes and gravy. Those two things, and then you add in a glass of red wine. I mean, come on. I could eat either of those things for the rest of my life and never tire of it. I know I should be saying something like salad or something, but I like salad, but I would take a hearty meal over salad any day of the week. Where is someplace you've always wanted to travel? Europe. I've always wanted to go to Ireland. I just always admire how green it is over there. It's just really super beautiful. My brother got to travel over there and he took a bunch of pictures, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this looks stunning. So I watched Rick Steves Europe, and you know, he's gone to basically probably all the places over there. But a few places he went that kind of stood out to me. There was like a place in southern Germany with, you know, those cute little German cottages, and there was a river and lots of trees and cute little restaurants, and I just thought, oh my gosh, a cute little B&B. Like, I think there were even like hills or mountains or valleys or something there. It was just really stunning. Okay, I don't like this color with what I'm doing here. Of course, probably northern Italy. Switzerland, I've always wanted to see that. I like my idea of a vacation is scenic, scenery, really good food, like not fast food, like local good food, wine, and just really relaxing. I don't picture like a vacation being something where I'm going and seeing a bunch of places and just having like a timed schedule. Like I want to sleep in. I want to get up leisurely. After all, that's kind of the point, is to just kind of let go and relax kind of thing. What advice would you give to your younger self? I would say to just be comfortable with who you are, embrace it, and not always wish away that you looked a better way, or you looked a certain way, or that you just, to not always be wishing for the next thing, but to just like enjoy who you are right now and be grateful for it, and not constantly just thinking about, oh, well, this could be better, or that could be better, or just to like relax, really. I think my husband tells me that probably 6 times a day, probably more, quite honestly, to just relax and enjoy right now instead of planning out tomorrow and next week and next year, and, you know, being happy with how you look, and realize that, you know, life isn't about the exterior at all. Like, people aren't going to remember you for what you looked like. Like, they're not going to be like, oh, yeah, her arms were so defined. Like, that's not what I want people to remember me by in the first place. And so, to focus on what matters, which is your heart, and who are you, and what are you adding and putting into your children and your family, those types of things, and not being more concerned about that. Sorry, my dog was barking at, I have all my windows open because it's beautiful out. I had my door shut because Olaf was getting at Elsa here and I was getting annoyed, but now I have it open, so you'll probably hear more birds and hopefully not 2 cats racing around each other. If you could have one luxury service, what would you have? Okay. I would have somebody do my hair. I can handle the makeup. I mean, I think it'd be fun if they could be talented in both areas and just like do my makeup and my hair. But if I had to choose one, I would choose to have somebody do my hair. I would love to just wake up and just, I feel like you can have really great hair and no makeup and feel amazing. There's just something about your hair that, I mean, I think people notice hair probably more than makeup. I don't think the average person even pays attention to somebody's makeup, but you definitely notice like if they have great hair kind of thing. So I would love to have a hairstylist, like an on-call hairstylist, or like someone that just showed up because they wanted to come and do my hair. Like, to even get it colored and done at your house and you didn't have to drive across town would be amazing. What TV show would you say we all must watch? First comes to mind is Downton Abbey, because that's on Amazon Prime, and that's like the most recent show that I just went through and watched the whole thing of. Another show I really enjoyed is Mad Men, and that's also on Netflix. I just love the period of that piece, which is I think it starts in the 50s and goes through like the 60s. I really just liked the fashion in that show, and I felt really inspired, like even makeup-wise and like fashion-wise by that show. But it's a good show. What hidden talent or gift did you discover that you didn't know you had? This is funny, but the answer is jumping. Like box jumps, or just jumping in general. Like, I'm very springy on my feet, and I guess I never knew that. And the only reason I can answer this question that way is because a few years back I was going to the gym. I no longer do that. But a few years back I was doing that, and we were doing box jumps and jumping and all that, and I was like way ahead of everybody else, and I didn't know this was something I was good at until I did it, kind of thing. So I don't know where that talent's gonna take me in life. Jumping for joy. But I'm pretty springy on my feet, and I'm able to jump. Favorite Bath & Body Works candle scent. Okay, favorite of all time is Applewood Bonfire. Start another petition, they need to bring that one back. Absolute favorite of all time. Current super favorite is Chestnut and Clove, which is what I'm burning right now. You can't smell it, but it's burning right there. Ooh, no, I lied. My other favorite one, it's in my bathroom. What's it called? Oh, crap. It's like a vineyard wine something it's called. I'll put it on the screen. What book have you read that changed your life? For me personally, it is Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer. Highly recommend that you read that book. It is not a fiction book. It's not a storybook. So I guess this is a book that is going to change. It's going to change your mind. It's going to change your life. It is fantastic. I would have to say the first book that I read ever that really just captivated me was The Diary of Anne Frank. I think I read that in elementary school and it was quite thick, but I really liked that book. I just thought it was kind of eye-opening, and I think up to that point as a child you just think life is rainbows and unicorns and you can do anything and, you know, all this positive stuff. But then there's kind of like the reality of life that you learn as an adult that's very apparent, in that, not that those things aren't or can't be true, but there is a little bit of a reality to things, right? And so when I read that book, I was like, oh wow, like what am I complaining about? I have life so good. And that was the last question. This was so much fun. I really enjoyed answering all of these questions, and I feel like it makes for good conversation to kind of do something like this. So please head on over and watch Annie's video. I personally can't wait to see how she answers the questions, like especially some of the ones that she asked me. I'm like, girl, how are you gonna answer that? Like, I mean, I'm sure she's gonna have something witty to say, 'cause she is very witty and she's very good at coming up with things like that. Yeah. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new, please don't forget to subscribe. Leave me a comment below. Maybe answer one of the silly questions we asked each other. And I hope you guys have nothing other than a fantastic rest of your day. And we'll chat again very soon. Bye, guys.